Hello, this is Art, and I'm the North Carolina vinyl picker. We went on a trip of a lifetime, me and my wife. People say Alaska will change your life. I had more than one person up there in Alaska tell me that. I was just up there looking for records. No, that's not true. But I did go to a couple places and find some records, and I'll show those here momentarily. So first we flew, excuse me, let me get a drink here so I can keep on going. We flew from Charlotte, North Carolina, to Detroit. And then from Detroit, we went to Seattle. And then from Seattle, we went to Fairbanks. That was a whole day of flying. 3 planes, I don't know how many miles. We didn't get into Fairbanks until like midnight. We stayed at this lodge, which was probably the better of the 2 lodges up there. And while in Fairbanks, we went to Blue Door Antiques. We got on a bus and traveled to Denali State Park. But while I was at Blue Door Antiques downtown, me and the wife I ended up getting this one here. Made in Japan, deep purple. And an OG of Aqualung with the textured cover. I picked those up in Fairbanks at an antique store. It was pretty cool. I walked right in, the door was open, and the lady said, "Oh, just come on in." So I said, I was already inside. I was coming back out. She was bringing stuff from the outside. And we had to walk quite a ways, and we got a couple of souvenirs while we were there. And then we traveled to Denali State Park by bus. And we stopped at the riverboat and seen how the Inuit Indians lived. They showed us demonstrations on how they salmon fish. And they also have seen a bunch of reindeer. And it was pretty cool. We've seen all that. And we left Denali State Park after being there for a day by train. We got out, they took us down this dirt road for, I don't know, must have been 10 miles and seen all kinds of houses and stuff. We ended up down by a train track and on the bus, and we all got off the bus, and here comes the train down the road. So we all got on the train, and then we took the train to Mount McKinley, aka Denali, and Mount Resort. Very remote. There's no doctors out there or nothing. So you're out there, and if you had a problem, a heart attack, stroke, or anything, they say it would take 2 hours for somebody to come up and get you, or an hour to come up and someone to get you from a local town by ambulance, and then 2 hours to take you to a hospital. So you're looking at 3 hours to get some medical attention. And they didn't have nothing there as far as anybody, not even a Band-Aid. So you're way out there, and we got some great shots of Denali. It was a clear day. I got 2 or 3 nice pictures, and I've been showing them. This is considered the 5th show of my trip, but I'm going to give you a kind of a rundown and a complete overview, so to speak, of what went on. So for over 2 hours away, and then we got on a bus and we went to Whittier. And we boarded the Princess Sapphire. Big ship. And 7 days at sea. Lots of food, lots of booze. And my wife don't drink, but I ended up getting the drinking package, which I didn't need because I didn't drink that much. So that was kind of a waste of money. So if you don't drink, you're not a big drinker, don't get the alcohol package. You can just buy as you go, and it'll be a lot cheaper. One thing I did learn while on that ship, that my sea legs aren't what they used to be. It's been a long time since I retired from the Navy in 1997. So it's been a long time since I had been to sea. I went one time when the kids were little, but that was a long time ago also. We went to Glacier Bay. Beautiful. The ice is all like blue color and stuff. And took lots of pictures. I've been showing pictures as we go. We pulled into, we went to Juneau. I got a little sore throat, so bear with me. I got some water here, so we can get through this. Got a little bit of a sore throat on the ship. Been taking lozenges and stuff, so I don't think I got strep or anything. So we'll check it out. If it gets worse, I'll see a doctor, but I don't think so. I think I'm just a little phlegmed. Is that what they say? So we stopped at Glacier Bay. The ship stopped there, and people got off, and you could take a kayak and stuff around there and whatnot. We stayed on the ship that day. We didn't have any plans. We also went to Ketchikan, and we seen a lumberjack show, and I've showed pictures of that, and that was really cool. And we also seen a camp where they house dogs over the summertime, and then they come from all over the lower 48. They said they come from all over the world, and that's where there must have been, I don't know, my wife probably knows, there was probably close to 350 dogs there. And there was a couple puppies, and we got to hold some of the puppies. And there's been pictures of that. And we went on a sled ride where they fixed up an old VW bus, and they put the dogs on a lead, and then we took off on that because there was no snow there when we got there. And we also stopped at Sitka, and then we went and we flew back from Vancouver after leaving the ship. While I was in Juneau, I went to downtown Disk, and downtown Disk is about a little over a mile from the ship, and I went down there by myself. It said on there was 2 record stores in Juneau. One of them was 30-minute drive away, and the guy said it would be $30 one way. I said it ain't even worth it. Buy a couple records, and then you got to drive all that way it wasn't worth it. So then there was another one downtown, and the guy said when I looked it up on my phone, it said he didn't open till 2 o'clock. So I figured, we were leaving at 3, I believe it was 3:30. That wouldn't have given me enough time to get there because they had taxis running down there, but I really wasn't that far, so I walked it down to the end of the pier and down a little ways. And I talked to the guy there. What a great guy he was. What a great store. You get a chance, look him up on in Juneau at downtown Disk. He sells on Discogs, and a super great guy. And I did a flip video there, and it was really incredible. A lot of jazz. I mean, the Wax and a lot of those people, the jazz people, they would love some of them records that were in there. And I found a few things there, and this is what I found. I found looked like a library copy of Trick of the Tail. Now I've shown these in another video, but I'm just going to recap. So yeah, I found this Trick of the Tail there, which is a really nice find. And then I found this, see, they're kind of similar. They probably came from the same library. And I found a promo of Wind and Weathering while it was there. It's got the timestamp. It's got the little promo sticker here. Yep. So then I found that there. Found this here, Larry Coryell, The Real Great Escape, which I haven't checked yet and seen if I have. If I have another copy, I'll put my other copy in the store. Speaking of my store, it's on Discogs, Big Cheap Vinyl 57. And if you're looking for any vinyl, I got 3 orders going out tomorrow. I got 100% on my selling and my buying. So if anything you need, just let me know. Look up Big Cheap Vinyl 57 in Discogs. It's an app. Doesn't cost you nothing. I found this Mike Oldfield there, Magic Touch. There's a 12-inch single. I found Santana there. Festival. All these records were like $7 Canadian, which I ended up paying like $5 for these things. Jean-Luc Ponty. It's a timestamp promo of Imaginary Voyage. New Chautauqua, Pat Metheny promo. I looked this one up. This is worth some money. I paid $7 for that, which is like $5 Canadian. And then the best thing I found there was a copy of iRobot, and it's the MoFi, and he had it listed in his Discog store for like $175. They go as far high as $1,000. I didn't realize that these things came out in the '80s, and I'm going to listen to this tonight. This is probably going to sound incredible. I remember being on my ship in Baltimore, my very first ship in the Navy, and we pulled into Baltimore. This album had come out at the time, and it turned me on to Alan Parsons. I never had heard of the first album. Then iRobot, of course, was his second album. So I never heard the first album. I had to catch back up because iRobot was the first one I heard. So then we continued on our journey. This was a 2-week trip. We are wore out. If you can, if you can afford to get off work and you can get off 2 weeks, go when you're young. Don't wait till you get old to go on this trip because it really wears you down. We didn't stop. We just kept on pushing forward and kept pushing forward. 5 different planes. I don't know how many miles, 2 trains, buses, a huge bus. We drove like 5 hours, went 6 hours one day on a train, and oh my goodness, you know. So we got to Skagway. We had a nice visit there. The days all kind of blended together. Lots of people say, I was saying before, you know, it's so beautiful up there. If you get a chance, you need to go there once in your lifetime. You can go just for a week and just get on the cruise ship and go. You know, fly out there, get on the cruise ship and fly back. But we did the 2 weeks where 1 week you're on land and you're going to all these places and seeing Denali and stuff. And then the other week you're on the cruise ship and you're hitting all these ports and stuff. And for this old sailor, it was really cool. And I loved it. And I was out there looking at the ocean and stuff, and just remembering when I was young and on the seven seas and in my Navy career. So then we also I put a lot of pictures on Instagram. So this is part 5. And sorry if I'm skipping around, but I'm still a little weary from my trip. So I'm going to replay here. I'll show you what I found. The last place I met Jack, the Vinyl Martini, and he took me to Backstreet Records and in Vancouver. That's where we ended up. We had to fly out of Vancouver. We flew back last night. It took 18 hours from the time we got up in Vancouver to the time we hit the door here in North Carolina. 18 hours of 2 planes and bad weather, but we made it. And we're exhausted, but we made it. So here we go. So I'm going to show you what I picked up. And Jack is a super guy. And if you're not subbed up to the Vinyl Martini, you need to get on board because he has an awesome channel. He's got a huge collection of records. He's always out there banging them bushes, like I say. And he's always out there looking for more records. And he's really good at getting those deals. So Jack is the deal maker. He also bought me lunch while we were there. Super nice guy. I'm glad I got to meet him. And yeah, so I don't know what more I can say about Jack. So he was just really, really cool. So here we go. I got this is all the stuff I got at Backstreet Records. And I guess a lot of you people have been there. So here we go. Roger Waters, Radio Chaos. Found that one there. I don't have any Roger Waters solo stuff. So I've been looking to try to fill in some Pink Floyd gaps. Moody Blues. Yeah, this is from their Sur L'Amour album. And I know you're out there somewhere. 12-inch record. Never seen this one before. And this was 14, so you know you can take off about a third of that for Canadian to American. And also, I told the girl at the counter I was retired Navy, and she said she discounted $1, a buck and a half off each one of these records for me. So I ended up getting out of there with all of this, plus the one I just showed you, for less than $100. So it was really cool. I found this one here. This is like a grail. The Beggar's Opera. This album is cool. And they've got a couple more of their records, but this one here had 30 on it. So I got it for like $24, maybe $23. This is a Canadian import. I found 2 Minaj albums, and this is a Canadian jazz fusion outfit. And these were 15 a piece. So I got them for like 12. I told my wife when I got back to the ship, I said I could have bought another stack about that big. You know, the prices were cool. We had to go. Jack had to go somewhere, and I had to get back to the ship. So yeah, back to the back to the ship, back to the where I was staying in a hotel, and check on my wife because she was not feeling well, but she's going to see a doctor tomorrow, and she'll be getting better. Just a lot of days on the road. So this is the other Minaj album. Yeah, so this one here is really good too, and I'm going to be listening to those. This is Trace. This is a outfit that's I think they're Dutch, and this is going to be a really good album. I've kind of listened to this a little bit, streamed it. I think these guys are from the band Focus, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a spin-off of that band. I'm Begging You, Supertramp, 12-inch. Found that there. Pierre Moreland's Gong, Time is the Key. Found this one there. I say these were all like $7-8. The one Jethro Tull album I've been looking for, I did not have, was Rock Island. And this one here is a Canadian. This was during the CD era, and I think it was only released in Canada and over in the UK. And then on the way out, Jack handed me this, the Jan Hammer. It's kind of like a best of, I guess. It's the Escape from Television, and it's a lot of all his hits. He did some stuff with Jeff Beck and other people. So that's it. That pretty much wraps it up. So I'll throw in a few more pictures in there that I didn't show before. Like I say, this is number 5 of my trip. So if you like this video and you want to see a bunch of video of my trip, you can go back to number 1 and then watch them. Some of them are only like a half hour. Some of them are only like 30 minutes, or that's the same thing, isn't it? Some of them are only about 30 seconds, like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I think there's one there that's 5 minutes. I gotta go. I'm tired. I gotta hit the bed. So y'all take care, and we'll see you next weekend, this coming weekend. I got a bunch of stuff coming in the mail. So when that gets here, I'm also working on this here. I tore all this out. I'm gonna go ahead and paint this. I took down a shelf that was up there that had no use at all. And I gotta clean all this up and spackle it and paint it. And then I'm going to buy some more shelves to put up there because I got no room in here for any more records. I got to go up. I can't go sideways anymore. There's no room, so I got to go up. So I got 2 shelves coming from Walmart, just like these here, but they're smaller cubes. I'm going to sit them up on top, and then I can spread my rock and records out and stuff because I'm running out of room. North Carolina Vinyl Picker. And what I always say, support them troops if you can, now more than ever. We'll be talking to you soon, and we'll see you next weekend. Have a great week, and the picker says bye for now.